I have built a new Game Week 1 draft that could win Fantasy Premier League, but here's the catch. I can't make a single transfer throughout this season. This team is a set and forget team made up of the best long-term players in the game. And you're going to want to make sure you stick around for this one. So make sure you do drop a like on the video. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Waiting for 7k before the Game Week 1 deadline. So without further ado, let's get into this set and forget team. In goal, I have gone for Man United's Onana. Yes, I know he is not a proven FPL asset, and we're going into him a little bit blind about what kind of value he is going to offer. But at 5 million, playing for the team that kept the most clean sheets last season, and I think he is going to be fantastic for the bonus points based on his pass completion rate and the amount of saves that I think he's going to have to make in this Man United team. I think over the course of the season, Onana is the best set and forget goalkeeper. Yes, Ederson is definitely a consideration at Man City, as we know he's going to play every game in one of the best defences in the league. But Ederson, with his bonus points being very, very small and also his save points being very limited, I think Onana over the course of the season will considerably outscore Ederson as a goalkeeper. And I think over the long term, he is the man to own. Now, moving into the defence, and this is where it starts to get tasty with some of these picks. It can't be a set and forget team without Trent Alexander-Arnold. I know a lot of us are considering going without him for Game Week 1, but realistically, if I said to you I'd have a team that was going to stick for the entire season, then Trent would absolutely be in there, 8 million, as he will be right up there as one of the highest scoring defenders in the league. Now, based on the preseason that we have seen so far, Ben Chilwell can definitely break the 200-point barrier this season. He is such an attacking threat in this Pochettino side. Again, we are making assumptions that Chelsea are going to be better under Pochettino, but realistically, we are seeing good things so far in pre-season, and hopefully we can see a full campaign from Ben Chilwell completely injury-free. He has that rare potential where he can offer both clean sheet and that goal scoring potential. And last of the defenders in this starting 11 is going to be Gabriel of Arsenal. It's just too good of a value to pass up on at 5 million. I expect Arsenal to have a decent clean sheet record this season, and Gabriel being top of the XG per 90 for Arsenal defenders last season, I think he is a shoo-in in this defence, just being ever-present, week in, week out, with those 5 or 6 goals that you will inevitably get at the end of this season. Now, moving into the midfielders, and I think there are a few tasty picks here that I need to explain. Ones that I think don't need to be explained is Bruno Fernandes, an ever-present in that Man United team. This guy is made of titanium. He will not miss a game. And realistically, when we're building a set and forget team, it needs to be full of these types of players that we can fall back on. And he is absolutely that man. And I expect him to be an attacking force once again in this Man United team. I would expect double digits in goals and assists. A high bar to reach, but I think he can do it. Now, the exciting one that I am looking forward to this year, and a bit of a punt in a set and forget team, is going to be Aston Villa's Diaby. I really think that this guy is, no offense to Villa fans, too good for that team. I think he's going to be starting week in, week out under Unai Emery on that right side of a front three, or the right of a 2 alongside Watkins. And with Aston Villa looking ever improving under Unai Emery, and Diaby being this top player who hasn't seen him previously, at 6.5, I think he can make a mockery of that price. The only thing preventing him from being a good long-term pick is the Europa League. Maybe Unai Emery will preference him in certain tough nights on Thursday, but hopefully we can see consistent game time from Diaby, as I think he is an amazing pick over the course of the season. Now, what I discussed about Bruno Fernandes is going to apply to Bukayo Saka as well at 8.5 million. Arsenal's golden boy on penalties. I don't see any rotation for him on that right-hand side apart from fatigue at parts throughout the season. And if we are going to pick an Arsenal midfielder that needs to be stuck in this team, it is either going to be Saka or Odegaard. And because Saka is on penalties, he is just going to pip Odegaard to the post there. Now, last up, when we were talking about guaranteed game time, Foden does not fall under that category. I understand the risk that I am taking going for someone like a Phil Foden. However, I'm expecting a breakout season for Phil Foden. We've been saying it for years now, but it feels like it is the right time for him to finally step up with the likes of Gundogan now being sold. I think it is an opportunity for him to really cement his place in that midfield, whether it be off the right or in a left-sided centre mid role. And I'm expecting double-digit returns in both goals and assists for him this year. I think it is the breakout season for Phil Foden, but let me know your thoughts in the comments on the midfield so far in general. Now, moving into the front line. Erling Haaland is as locked in as it can possibly be. There is no conversation about him not being in this team. And if you're going into game week 1 without him, then you are mental. But the two either side of him are definitely up for debate. Now, if you are going for a set and forget team, I do think Ollie Watkins is a very, very logical move. He's going to play every minute for Aston Villa on penalties, and he has a very good record since Unai Emery has been in charge. That is the obvious pick, but we want to go a little bit spicy, and I want to pick players that I think are going to have an exceptional second year and also make their price a bit of a mockery. And I think both of these players can do that. First up, Darwin Núñez at Liverpool at 7.5 million. This is one of them that is either going to be 10 goals or 20 goals. He is going to have one of those extreme seasons, I feel. Maybe not even 10 if it is that poor of a season for him. Are the minutes going to be secure for him? Absolutely not. With the likes of Gakpo and Diogo Jota, that is always going to be a risk for somebody like Darwin Núñez. However, looking at his underlying numbers from last season, he only needs 70 minutes on the field to post ridiculous expected goals. And with the introduction of Szoboszlai and McAllister into the team, I only see this Liverpool team being better in that final third. And if Darwin Núñez can cement his position in this Liverpool team, maybe it takes an injury to someone like a Gakpo to secure it. I honestly think he is going to be one of the most underpriced players in the game. And I just can't not put him into a set and forget team, as it just feels too enticing and what he possibly can do. And the last player in this starting 11 is going to be Brighton's Ferguson. Now, we saw last season what an unbelievable talent he is. But once again, minutes are going to be at slight risk. Brighton do have European competition to contend with, and they also have the experienced Welbeck, who's looked fantastic in pre-season so far, but is also quite injury prone. With Ferguson, I think he is definitely going to be in the shop window come next summer. And I'm expecting a really big season from him once again. At 6 million, I think he's the best forward at that kind of price range. And I really do want to go with him in this team, as I think he can once again make that 6 million price band look really, really cheap. And I'm expecting similar things from Brighton once again. Yes, they do have European football, but I expect them as a team to do very well. Now, lastly, moving into the bench of this team, of course, we need some sort of depth in this team because there's going to be plenty of times where players aren't playing, drop for one game week, or long-term injuries. So I've taken a bit of a risk here with the goalkeeper, Areola at 4 million. I'm hoping he does eventually break in as West Ham's number 1. But really, Onana shouldn't get injured over the course of the season. It is very rare that goalkeepers are out for a considerable amount of time. Now, I've taken a bit of a punt once again on the first sub on the bench in Brighton's Enciso at 5.5. Once again, I am expecting his minutes to be mixed. But when he is on the field, he is one of those that is a really explosive asset. Now, I could go the other end of the spectrum, bring in someone like Chelsea's Enzo or even Aston Villa's Douglas Luiz, and know that we're getting guaranteed minutes and probably consistent 3 or 2 1-pointers, and then we might get the occasional goal or assist from them. But with someone like Enciso, he only needs 20 minutes on the field to offer ridiculous potential in attacking areas. So for me, Enciso is a better first sub in this kind of style team. And Botman at 4.5, again, a player that we're not really considering for game week 1 because of Newcastle's tricky fixtures. But long term, we know that at 4.5, that is outrageous FPL value. And over the course of the season, I do expect him to be one of the highest scoring 4.5 million defenders in the game. And last up, Kabore at 4 million. Realistically, expecting nothing from him. Hopefully the team won't come to this much of extreme to require him. But I do like him at 4 million being a player that is likely to start for Luton. Now, of course, captaincy and voice captaincy for a set and forget team is absolutely essential. And Erling Haaland is just going to be obviously the captain in this team. I don't need to explain anything there. But voice captain, I'm going to put it on Saka. On penalties in an Arsenal team I'm expecting to compete for the title, and his minutes being pretty locked as they were last season. I think Saka is a brilliant vice captain as well to Erling Haaland from time to time. But here is the team. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Yes, guys, okay, that is going to wrap up today's video. A little bit different, but I think it does provide some value on the players that, if you are looking long-term, can provide real value for you over the course of the season. And I do like looking at these sort of set and forget teams and coming back to them at the end of the season to see how ridiculously bad some of those calls were. So that just leaves us to say, Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you haven't joined the FPL Fan League already, make sure you do check it out. Link is in the bio. Make sure you do drop a like on this video, and of course, smash that subscribe button. Check out my most recent draft where I've discussed about the Nkunku and Gabriel Jesus injuries, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Cheers.